warm welcome to everybody present here. You all know that leadership.
I have a strong voice.
We all know that leadership is one of the most important quality that a manager should have these days. And to explain more about the same, we have Professor Vinayak Thanvi with us, who will explain you more about the leadership and its content. We welcome you, sir, and we would request you to share your acumen and knowledge with us. Thank you. Over to you.
A big clap.
I'm going to start off with something more elementary. Okay? Let's look at this. With everything in life, absolutely everything, there are three words that you should look at. That's what, how. Can somebody tell me what is the third one? Why? Why? Exactly. Why? With your life, with brands, with products, with your classroom, with your education, with your marriage, with absolutely everything, there is a what, there is a how. But the most difficult is why. Because everybody can say, what do you do with your life? How do you live life? But most of us don't think why we live life. Fair enough? How many of you have ever thought, why do we live? We're so busy with the what and the how that the why goes missing. A brand or a product, what is a product about? Everybody knows. How does it come into existence? Everybody knows. But why is the product in the first place? The why is critical, and people buy the why, not the what and the how. So you look at Apple, you look at any of the big brands, it is the why that counts. Why are we having this session? The why is important, not the what and the how. How are we going to have this session? What are we going to do in this session? Yes, it can come along. Why are we having it is the most important thing. Now, I actually chose this topic. I don't know if Rohit actually briefed you about the topic, and I was sort of keen to sort of push this topic anywhere and everywhere I went. And the topic is very clear because you're MBA students and you're potential managers. Managers? Okay. So here we have a debate now. Managers versus leaders. If you had to take a pick between a manager and a leader, what would you want to be?
Because a manager can lead a leader. He manage how a leader works. It's all about his top from leader.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a diverse view. Anybody else, please?
A leader, because leader makes his own rules and manager just follows the rules what is already there. So nothing new. A manager just manages. A
leadership qualities.
Okay.
Talk about my achievements.
Mm-hmm.
What things I have innovated, achieved,
Mm-hmm.
anything new which I have done,
Okay.
and made it, set an example.
Okay, fantastic. All of you who want to be leaders, it's good. But let me tell you, there is still a long distance to go before that transition happens to that leadership stage. And I will tell you how. Okay, so let's look at this. Elementary school, all of us went to school. So we went to school, we went to class, we were asked to follow certain rules. Okay? Use this pencil, finish your homework, get ready for the tests, don't make noise in the class, don't ask too many questions. And these were set of rules created by the society, by the education system. Okay? So you as a poor kid, you went to school, you did your stuff, you came back home, and then your parents said, boss, you have to get good marks, you have to get good grades. If you don't get good grades, you will lag behind. You know what they did in your mind? They put fear. Fear of failing, fear of lagging behind, fear of falling short, fear of not being successful. And this fear helped you to move forward with every class. The fear was the biggest motivation. I agree? Everybody agrees? Okay. What will happen is that he wants to have a good life. He wants to sustain his family. He has materialistic dreams. And he wants to get all of that. And you know what? What this fear has done to him? He has become self-centered. You only think about yourself and nobody else. So, what happened was when you were in the 6th standard or 7th standard, you said, my neighbor, my friend, has some problems in math. Let me go help him out. And your mom said, no. Why do you want to waste 2 hours with him? You invest those 2 hours with you in your own studies and you might get better marks. Yeah? Do we agree on that?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. 9 to 5, wear these clothes, don't take holidays, these are medical leaves. This is your job description, this is what you need to do, this is what you don't need to do. Don't question your boss, don't raise your voice.
And above all, your targets.
Above all your targets. Yes sir, absolutely, let's not forget them. So you see what has happened is that the same set of rules are being followed in workplaces as well. So because I want to save my job,
Because we will continue.
awesome, brilliant. I like that attitude. The attitude is what matters. Seductive, oh my god, it's a tricky one. So, oh my god, I'm at loss of words because seductive only is in the sensual sense. So what happens is that,
Fascinating. It is
Yes.
fascinating.
good, fantastic. You make my life so much easier, sir. Yes, because I would have to use a girlfriend and a boyfriend example and you make my life so much easier. Fantastic. So, your employer, when you go to the office, when you go for an interview, your employer gives you this seductive bargain. Okay, you know what's bargain, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. He gives you a seductive bargain. He says, boss, I'm going to give you this X amount. I'm going to give you these incentives. I'm going to give you these leaves. I'm going to give you a car. Please come with me and work as a factory worker. He'll say, boss, how much do you earn? 15,000? Okay, no problem. The company feels that I want to downsize. Remove it. We'll get somebody else. They'll go with a loading truck. They will get some few cheap MBAs as well then. It's a fact. Okay? And these MBAs are also okay with it. I'm getting 15,000. Yeah, I'm getting 20,000. I'm 25,000. I'm fine, man. I don't want to bother too much. I want to get on that loading truck, go to his factory and work and get out. Don't know why we're doing it every year. Do you agree?
Yes. Because why is most difficult?
Exactly. And it is the most important as well. Because you see in the orbit that I drew, I put the why inside. The why is the soul. The what and the how are cosmetics. So when you look at like a computer system, the processor, the motherboard is the soul. It is the most critical. As human beings, these are clothes. The soul is most important. So the why is most critical, and people who figure out why then have no stopping. But the fact remains that when it actually comes to reality, we all end up becoming managers. We are driven by financial gains. We are driven by obligations. We are driven by peer pressure. That, boss, I have to do this. I overheard a conversation between two Accenture consultants yesterday, last evening in a cafe. And this girl was telling this guy that, you know what, in this meeting, I had so many ideas. But I was like, why should I even say it? What's the point? I'm not going to be heard anyways. And what am I going to get out of it any which ways? So I'm like, but this is a complete contradiction to what they taught you at the MBA school. You see, most classes will go quiet in a lot of MBA schools. The teacher will speak, the student will listen, the bell will ring, everybody will go out, that's the end of it. Now when I was in school, I was the hated guy in the class because every time there was a session, I used to literally make the teacher cry with questions because I wanted to learn. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to weave certain things together. The education system started with the fear of motivation, started with being self-centered, started with being me, I, me, myself. And this led to this mentality of not my job. Let's go back to the factory, the Industrial Revolution, and what happened was every time there was a job assigned to you. You were the sweeper, you had to work in the assembly line, you were the cleaner, you had to do accounts, and one day, and I see this every day as well. I went to a cafe the other day, so the woman who used to do dishes was not there, and everything came to a standstill. You know why? Because everybody said, boss,
Not my job.
not my job.